Macmillan Audio presents The Bloated Belly Whisperer, written and narrated for you by Tamara Duke of Freuman.
Dear listeners, I'll occasionally refer to a supplemental PDF throughout this audiobook. This document will contain some elements of this book that do not translate well to the audio format. It will include the diagrams from Chapter 2 as well as a hard copy of the quiz, 25 GI Gentle recipes from Chapter 12, 25 low FODMAP recipes in Chapter 13. The PDF will be provided to you by the vendor. For a copy of the quiz, you can also visit my website, www.thebloatedbellywhisperer.com. Part 1. Introduction. Chapter 1. Every unhappy belly is unhappy in its own way. The many ways to be bloated. I started my career as a dietitian in a gastroenterology practice, fresh out of graduate school. I was light on real-life experience with people who had digestive problems, but I arrived full of textbook knowledge about all of the conditions I thought I'd encounter in my new job. I'd done my homework and read up on how to use diet to manage diarrhea and constipation, the pain of irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and the heartburn associated with acid reflux. I felt ready to address whatever complaints my patients would bring. But in the 3 years of my dietetics education and all those months spent training in the hospital, I had never once heard of the problem that patient after patient showed up complaining about. Bloating. Bloating? What did that even mean? It wasn't a clinical condition I had ever learned about, and as far as I could tell, there was no official definition of what it was and how it should be treated. So each time patients told me they were bloated, I probed deeply to understand exactly what they meant. I asked them to describe the feeling of being bloated, what times of day it happened, what circumstances brought it on, how long it lasted, what made it better, what made it worse, whether it was painful, what it looked like, what other symptoms accompanied it. I needed to understand what this bloating thing was so that I could help fix it. The more bloated patients I questioned, the more I came to understand that bloating was not a single uniform experience that could be fixed with a one-size-fits-all solution. To some, bloating described a feeling of excessive fullness after eating, sometimes even after eating very little. To others, it described a distended belly that looked pregnant after eating. Some people belched when bloated, others farted. When bloating was accompanied by gas from either end, it might be painful or not. And when bloating was painful, it was sometimes a pressure-type pain at the top of the stomach underneath the rib cage, a series of sharp gas pains on the sides, or a crampy pain below the belly button. Some bloating was relieved after going to the bathroom, and some wasn't. Some people woke up feeling bloated, while others found that their bloating built as the day progressed. Bloating meant so many different things. Bloating is a symptom of something else, not a medical condition unto itself. And after spending years in my medical nutrition practice, interviewing thousands of patients with digestive problems, I came to recognize distinct patterns among the different types of bloating that patients presented. As these patterns became clear to me, I became better and better at matching a patient's description of their bloating experience with its most likely underlying medical cause. I was then able to recommend tailored dietary advice that would address my patient's unique brand of bloating and collaborate with their doctor to help them get the proper diagnosis and, when appropriate, the right treatment. My bloated patients were getting better, often within days of initiating the right diet regimen. So I started writing about bloating online in an attempt to share what I'd learned with people who might not have access to a local dietitian who is highly specialized in digestive disorders. And that's when the email...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?